Hello everyone. I just got this in the mail. This is Combat Infantry. The fine folks at Columbia Games sent this to me so I could do like an unboxing, and then later I'm going to do a more in-depth overview of gameplay so you can see how this game works. This is really nice. I like the artwork. Just on the cover alone is pretty exciting, and I'm telling you, it's a block game for sure, because every time I pick it up I just hear all the blocks rustling around inside. So I'm pretty excited to have this. So this is what the back of the box looks like. Gives you a sample of some of the blocks that you'll have in here. So this is a World War II, and I'm thinking it's, from my understanding, you're playing squads, and they're grouped by platoon, so probably more company level. So you have like your platoon headquarters, and then you'll have a certain amount of squads that are attached to each platoon, and then several platoons will make up your company. So you're going to be dealing with individual tanks and vehicles, and then your squads. And then each block is going to be labeled so you know which platoon it goes to, which squad within that platoon. So I think that's pretty clever. That actually fits a lot of information on the block just for organization, which you don't always see a lot of times in games of this level. Most of the time you just get the combat info. So this is a nice way that you can organize groups. And then I'm sure as I learn how to play, that might even affect activation, like activate your platoon, which will let you do your squads. That's a guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the activation process. Alright, so I've kind of pre-cut the shrink wrap. I know that's like the traditional thing to do, is watch somebody open the shrink wrap, but you want to see what's in here, so I kind of pre-cut it. Alright, so the cover, alright, this is a slip case. Great. So again, there's your artwork on the back here, and just have it upside down for a second. So this is Combat Infantry, is a fast-paced World War II squad-level block game played on geomorphic maps. You command a German or American infantry battalion composed of 3 infantry companies and attached heavy weapons. Oh, I guess I should have read that first. Innovative and interactive rules for fire combat, assaults, morale, and leaders make this game sophisticated yet very playable. And one thing I've heard, there's no opportunity fire, right? So that's another unique thing. Alright, so there's the slipcase. Here's the box. I'm going to assume it's this way. I like the box. Columbia Games logo. We open it up, and there they are. Lots and lots of blocks. I see 3 10-sided dice. I know you're probably thinking that's not very exciting. Well, we have various size blocks, I should say thickness. So you've got green and black. So green, I'm assuming, is your American units. Black would be your German units. Yellow then is probably status markers, and they're about half the thickness-ish. So those will probably be used for who knows exactly. But there you go. Let me see. Oh, actually there's 4 10-sided dice, just kind of shuffling through. So there you go. You got yourself a big, very big bag of blocks. And I didn't see, did they have here how many blocks? 132 wooden blocks, and then 22 wooden markers. Alright, the game rules in 4 dice. And then here are the maps. So these now see, alright, these are actually pretty nice. So they're not mounted, but they're actually, it's a cardboard. It's a thin cardboard, so this is good. So it's not paper. So these are probably a little more sturdy than your average kind of like cardstock map. So that will hold up to some abuse. Probably, like most games where you get like a paper map or something like that, you want to plexiglass it if possible. So that's probably what I'll do anyway, since they aren't mounted. But it's very good. Even if you didn't play this under plexi, I think these would hold up very well to gameplay, since they are a nice cardboard thick, maybe a very thick cardstock. So that's one of the maps. And the artwork's actually really nice too. And I'd say these hexes are bigger than an inch, maybe 1.5 inches. It's just a guess. But the hexes are a pretty good size because you're fitting the blocks. And that allows, looks like you put a couple blocks standing upright, or 2 or 3. And again, I think the artwork is really good. Looks like little, I'm not sure if these are how these are done instead is like towns. You got some cities here, several hexes that probably represent a town, woods. So everything is clearly marked. Easy to tell what it is. I just have to look at the terrain chart so I understand exactly, like, you know, woods, hedges. Well, it's pretty easy to tell. Swampy lands. Very nice, actually. And I don't know if you could see it here. I'm trying to not put some glare on it. But even the way they do the trees is kind of interesting. It just has a neat art feel to it. I don't know, it's kind of cool. So the maps actually look pretty good. I like that. So they're nice, very thick cardstock. They have really good, interesting art on them. And you get two. So two big geomorphic maps. And then here's the rule book. And so it says 12 pages right there at the bottom. 12. So the beginning, you have her read this first. First things first. And then page 1. So it starts in game turn sequence. Alright, and it's full color, which is good. And it's, I wouldn't say glossy paper, but it is a paper, so it's not glossy, but it does have nice full color graphics on it. Goes into rally, fire combat, diagrams. So you got your examples, pretty good pictures of the different components. Let's see here. Again, all the way down to assault and unit values, which is always good. I always enjoy that when you include unit values. That way if folks want to create their own scenarios, you can do point buys, or you don't see this too often in board games, but kind of like in miniature games, they do the same thing. So you might say, hey, you know, why don't you come up with a 100-point army? I'll bring a 100-point army. And so this looks like you could do something similar, kind of do a skirmish. So if you don't want to do just a historical scenario, you could just, you and your partner could just maybe come up with like 75-point battles. So you buy a certain amount of equipment within that 75 points and you just battle it out. And then the rules do go all the way to 12 pages. Looks like you got your terrain effect chart there. That's good. So this is a good use of the space. So 12 pages seems pretty good. And the way it's written, again, just kind of looking through it, it's 3 columns, so they packed in a lot of information, but I don't think it's going to be a complicated read, so I'll have to sit down with it. And as I'm looking at it now, not upside down for you, but it seems like there's a lot of examples that are included in the rules as well, so that will help quite a bit for me. I like examples. And then finally we have here, looks like the counter sheets. You have, oh, or sticker sheets I should say. Alright, well here we go. You have 1 page of stickers, and these are actually really nice. Now, the other block game I have was Urban Operations, and it's a block game too. And they had more of a utilitarian style because the blocks represent different units globally over different periods of time. Well, since this is representing a very specific period in time, they actually have some pretty good artwork on these stickers. I like those a lot, actually. Very good pictures for like the machine gun units, the tanks. So yeah, if you're into how your counters look, I think these stickers will look really good once we get them on the blocks. So those are nice. So that's 1 sticker sheet. Then we have here 6 scenarios. So the scenarios then are on the cards, and they're double-sided. So that is 6 scenarios for you to use. And I know some people will debate if they like them on these sheets or if they want them in a book. I kind of like when scenarios are on an individual page, so I can just set this out near the map board. I don't know, that's just me. So this is good. I like having individual scenario sheets. So again, there's 6 of these, 6 scenarios that you get. Plus, you know, once you add in your point system, you can create your own scenarios or do your own skirmishes. And then finally at the bottom here we have a little catalog. Looks like it's just a couple pages. Some of the other great games that they have. And from my understanding, Columbia Games does a lot of block games. So I would say if you're a block game fan, you probably know about them. You may even have this, but if you're not familiar with them, I'd say check them out, because so far I enjoy what I've seen in the box. So I can't wait to put it together and then do some gameplay for you. Alright, well there you go. That's the contents there. So you have your 6 scenarios. You've got one sticker sheet. You have 12 pages of rules. You have your 2 fairly... I didn't unfold this all the way because I don't think I can make it fit on the camera, but it's a pretty good sized map here. So you get 2 of these geomorphic maps. Put that back. 2 geomorphic maps. And then the blocks. It fits up and then it goes right into a slipcase. And there you have it. Combat Infantry by Columbia Games. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Combat Infantry. Thanks.